Thanks for watching. All opinions are my own and not of any employer. Let's get started.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're talking about how to defend the future. Artificial intelligence is getting more and more powerful, right? But that also means the threats against it are getting way smarter. So we're going to break down the official playbook the experts are using to fight back. Okay, so let's just dive right in and get a handle on the problem. I want you to think of modern AI systems like these brand new high-tech castles. I mean, they're incredible, they're powerful, but they've got these really unique weak spots that the old-school fortresses were just never built to handle. So the big question is, can you actually trick one of these things? And the answer is a resounding yes. And honestly, sometimes you can fool it in ways that are so simple, so clever, that the old security software we've used for decades wouldn't even see it coming. It's a whole new battlefield. Take a look at this, because it's a perfect example of what I mean. On the left, that's a totally normal request someone might make. But on the right, that's something called a prompt injection. You can think of it like a secret command, almost like a magic spell, that's just written in plain English. It gets the AI to completely ignore its own rules and do something it was specifically programmed not to do. And this right here, this is the heart of the problem. You see, our old defenses, things like firewalls, they're like big, strong stone walls. They're great if someone's trying to smash through with a battering ram. But these new attacks, they don't bother with the wall. They just whisper the secret password to the guards and convince them to open the gate from the inside. So if the attackers have a whole new playbook full of these sneaky tricks, then the defenders have to get one too. And that is exactly where this framework called MITRE ATLAS comes in. Okay, that's the official, kind of wordy definition. Let's just translate that into plain English. Imagine a massive, always growing encyclopedia that details every single known way to attack an AI system. It's not just a list of names, it's a deep dive into the enemy's mind, showing their tactics, their techniques, all of it, gathered by the best security minds out there. And it's really important to know who's behind this. MITRE isn't some tech giant trying to sell you a product. They're a nonprofit research group. Their entire mission is literally solving problems for a safer world. That means this playbook is a public good. It's built for everyone to use to make us all safer. Now, this part right here is absolutely crucial. The key phrase is real world. Atlas isn't just a bunch of theory cooked up in a lab. It comes from two places. First, watching what actual hackers are doing out in the wild. And second, from the work of red teams. A red team is basically a group of ethical hackers that a company hires to think like the enemy and try to break into their systems, so they can find the weak spots before the bad guys do. Okay, so what kinds of attacks are we really talking about here? Let's pull back the curtain and decode a few of the big ones from the playbook. And we'll keep using our castle analogy because it really helps make sense of it all. First up, we've got something called data poisoning. And yeah, it's just as bad as it sounds. In our analogy, this is like a spy sneaking into the castle in the dead of night and putting a few drops of poison into the well. The AI learns from that bad, corrupted data, and pretty soon its judgments get, well, sick. And the worst part is, no one might even realize why. Next on the list is a supply chain compromise. This one is super sneaky. So imagine the castle gets all its grain from a farmer they've trusted for years. But one day, an enemy takes out the farmer and starts sending spoiled grain instead. The castle guards let it right in because, hey, it's from the trusted guy, right? In the AI world, this happens when hackers sneak malicious code into the pre-trained AI models that so many developers download and use. And hey, remember that magic spell we talked about a minute ago? Well, this is its even more dangerous cousin, an indirect prompt injection. Think of it this way. An enemy spy doesn't attack the king directly. Instead, they leave a cursed scroll on a desk where they know the king's most trusted advisor is going to find it. The advisor reads it, and bam! He's now following the enemy's orders, betraying the kingdom without even knowing he's been compromised. Knowing the attacks, well, that's half the battle, as they say. So how do the defenders, the AI developers and the cybersecurity pros, actually use this Atlas playbook to build stronger walls? They use a strategy called threat-informed defense, and it gives them a clear step-by-step game plan. The whole strategy really boils down to 3 simple steps. First, you study the attacker's playbook. You use Atlas to learn every single move the enemy could possibly make against your specific system. Step 2, you map your own castle. You analyze your own AI, identifying every single potential entry point. And finally, step 3, you plan your defenses. Based on what you've learned, you decide exactly where to put your guards and what kinds of traps to set. And this is what that master plan looks like in practice. Now, I know, it looks a little complicated, but just stick with me. It's really just about turning that 3-step idea into a rigorous process. You start on the left by scoping out the threats from Atlas and really understanding your own system. All that info feeds into creating a security plan and then an assessment plan to actually test if your defenses work. It's a super methodical way to make sure nothing gets missed. You know, one of the smartest things about this whole approach is that you don't just treat the castle as one big block. Experts break it down into 4 key parts. You've got the environment. That's like the land and roads around the castle. Then there's the AI platform, the castle's foundation. You have the AI model itself. Think of those as your soldiers and how well they're trained. And finally, the AI data. That's the food, the water, the intelligence that keeps it all going. Each one needs its own unique defense plan. Okay, so you might be thinking, this is all cool, but why should I really care about defending some digital castle? Well, because whether you realize it or not, we're all living inside one. I mean, think about it. The AI that recommends what you should watch next, the one that tells your bank if a charge on your card looks fraudulent, the one filtering your social media feed, every one of them is being protected by these very ideas. Frameworks like Atlas are what makes sure the AI in our lives is actually working for us and not for somebody else. But, and this is a big but, it's not a one-and-done fix, not even close. There's a reason they call Atlas a living knowledge base. It's because this is a constant cat-and-mouse game. The second a new attack pops up in the wild, the playbook gets updated and defenders all over the world can learn from it and adapt. It never stops. And that really leaves us with one final big question to think about. We are just at the dawn of this AI era. The castles are getting bigger, smarter, and way more complex every single day. The ongoing battle to secure them, well, that's going to define a huge part of our technological future.
Thanks for watching our content. Please like, subscribe, and share.